What the fuck is up, everyone? Welcome back to Tail of the Tape. I'm Rob, just waiting on Drizzy Dre, and we're going to get started for you. Going to continue UFC Vegas 2 recap for you and get into some boxing news for you as well. Hope everyone's having a good ass day. I know I am. High as fuck. Let's get it. What's up, Dre? I'm getting you live now, baby. Bro. What's up,
Hey,
my
good
guy? How
good
you doing
intro.
today?
Good intro, buddy. I
Thanks,
like
sir.
it.
Appreciate it. Working it.
Man, I'm trying to fucking use this tripod, but it's terrible.
I took the mic
Let's
off the fucking little stand today, so I'm just holding it, just trying to get used
do
to
it.
it. You feel?
It sounds crispy.
Thank you, appreciate it.
I like it. I like it. What's up, Jake? My boy Jake joined in. He's a good fight analyst. So
Hey,
I
what's going on, bro?
so what do you want to talk about, man? Let's start. You said you had a few things on your mind.
Yeah, I just wanted to finish up the fucking recap from the other night. So there's a couple fights that I missed. It was fucking Touchy Feely versus fucking Jordan or fucking Andre Jordan or some shit. No, Andre Feely versus some dude named fucking Air Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
The dude comes out in the first round. Jordan's winning it, fucking throwing kicks, throwing heavy punches.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end, this dude fucking Touchy Feely, he trains out of fucking Team Alpha Male with
Is
fucking
that his
Uriah Faber,
nickname?
bro. Yeah,
Is that
Touchy.
Touchy Feely?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
His name is
That's an
Andre Touchy
interesting one.
Feely.
All right. Well, anyway, keep going.
So Touchy Feely's getting touchy, bro, and he fucking just picks this dude up and fucking scoop slams the fuck out of this man to the ground, bro.
Oh
It looked
shit.
like he was out, dude.
Yeah, it was like a Matt
Literally,
Hughes
like
slam, like an old
fucking
school Matt
Feely's
Hughes
throwing
slam.
punches,
Hmm.
and the dude's not blocking, not moving, not trying to fucking get out or anything. I thought the ref was gonna stop it, bro. I thought that dude
Yeah,
was
yeah,
out, but the bell
yeah.
rang. So on to the second round, right?
What weight class is this, by the way, for the
This
viewers that are
is, I
watching?
believe it's featherweight, 145.
Okay. Anyway, continue.
So comes out in the second round. Touchy's still getting touchy, bro. He fucking gets 3 takedowns. He dominates this man. He fucking Air
Oh
Jordan came
shit.
out first round, and Touchy's like, nah, bro, you ain't
Yeah.
doing it.
Okay.
So he dominates the second round, comes out the third, gets a couple more takedowns, and gets a split decision, dude. It was sick.
Nice. For
But
the
the
viewers
point,
out there that watch UFC, listen to this man, Robbie. He knows what he's talking about.
that was a good ass fight, bro. Second fight of the night for me. But besides that Marab fight, dude, it was like the main event sucked ass though.
Okay. Why is that? Oh, was it the females?
Yeah, it was the females.
They've been putting a lot of those out lately, man. They're really promoting the female combat. It's interesting. I've actually, I'll be honest, I personally haven't really watched too much outside of Ronda Rousey. It was sadly the last female MMA bout I watched was Ronda Rousey versus Holly Holm.
Damn, son, you
That was a long time ago.
slacking, bro.
That was
That
a
was
long time
way.
ago.
Hold
Yeah, it's
on.
been a journey.
So
Been
I'll
a long
update you.
journey.
I'll update you on these female fighters, bro. So
Yeah.
this chick Jessica I, she's I think where did she start out at? I don't know if it was 115. I think it was 115. So strawweight, I believe.
Hmm. Yep.
So she was doing it live down there, bro. She comes up, faces Valentina Shevchenko, fucking gets her ass mollywopped,
Mm.
and then
It
so
didn't
she
go to the
has the number
distance.
one. Nah, didn't go the distance. I'm pretty sure she got head kicked. She got knocked the
Ooh,
fuck out.
that's terrible. That's terrible, man.
Hell yeah. And so, anyways, she's still the number one contender at
That's good.
featherweight because she ended up coming up. And now this other chick's coming up. What was it? Claudia Gadelia, I believe is her name.
Okay.
And she's a fucking monster, dude. She fucking lost the first round, but dominated the other four. And she
Who
took the fucking UD win. But it was a boring
who
ass fight.
who's the featherweight standouts in the women's division because or in the women's featherweight division because was Misha Tate in the featherweight division?
Yeah, so that's no, I got my weight classes fucked up, bro.
Hmm. What weight
So
class was it then?
let me fucking figure out what fucking weight class I'm even fucking speaking about before I fuck some shit up.
All right.
Because I know Valentina's the champ at, was it Bantam? Let's see. All right, women's flyweight is what I'm talking here.
Women's flyweight. Okay.
Women's
So that's
fly.
That's
So
25. That's
yes,
125,
sir,
right?
125. So this chick came
Yeah.
up for 115 to face Jessica Ai, who's the number one contender for the women's flyweights.
Okay.
She got her ass kicked by Valentina Shevchenko, who's the champion right now, and she's 19-3, dude, but she's on a fucking
Wow. That's impressive.
5 fight win streak, homie.
Yeah,
So
that's
she's
impressive for
she's up there
male.
with Nunez.
Yeah, that's impressive for either male or female record in MMA. Speaking of female though, when I brought up Misha Tate, Misha Tate had another child, I think. I think it was like her second child or something like that.
Yeah, dog. She just had
Yeah,
it. She had it at her house, dude.
that's great.
Natural
Listen,
birth, bro.
you know what was fucked up? You know what's the
Saw that
first
shit.
thing I thought about when I saw that? I was like, man, if that's a boy, that boy is gonna have some real fighting genetics. Because it's one thing when your dad is a fighter or like a strongman or whatever, muscular dude. Like a lot of the times they blame it on your father when you're a man. But imagine if your mom was a former world champion in MMA and like you get to talk shit about that. And imagine the type of genetics you'll have passed down. That's the first thing I thought about. I know
For
it's
real,
it's
bro. That's
it's
gonna be
crazy.
wild.
It's wild, yeah. But
Like, God-given talent of fighting, huh?
for real, seriously, seriously. I mean, a lot of the times, man, people that haven't trained yet, the ones who watch this, if you haven't trained yet or you don't spend time in the gym with fighters and learning the game, whether it's MMA or boxing, a lot of the times, they tell you these guys are naturally talented. Sometimes it just flows, and whether you're sparring, you're hitting the mitts or hitting the bag, some guys are standouts, and a lot of it has to do with genetics, man. It's
Right.
such a taboo subject.
Yeah, true that. Damn, we had some
Um,
people in here and they all dipped. That
it's
blows.
all right. It's all right. That's
Sorry.
what YouTube is for.
Thanks for coming by.
Yeah, thanks for coming by.
Can't
I think they wanted us to talk about other shit outside of fighting. I don't know, man.
I don't know,
Maybe
bro.
they maybe
Can't
they
please
wanted.
everyone.
I mean, shit. We just started. If you want to get to the part about the weed, shit, that's probably like 30 minutes in, man. Fuck.
Yeah, man, it's still settling in, man. I just
Settle
smoked some
in.
gelato. I'm trying to just run through
Yeah,
my shit,
for
even
real.
though I
Hey,
was fucking up in the beginning, but we got that shit sorted out, all right?
we got to sort it out. Tell me more about these internet trolls, man. What's
Oh,
going
these
on with
internet
that
trolls,
lately?
bro.
Yeah, what the fuck? Shout out to the internet trolls. If you know my boy Robbie, and if you have ever spewed any negative comments onto this page, shout out to you guys.
Yeah, shout out you motherfuckers. Thanks for fucking bringing people to my page to check out that I'm not a fucking casual. I just get high
There you
and
go.
fucking start running some shit. Anyways, they're all mad because the question was who I would want to see Anderson Silva fight in his last two
Hmm.
fights.
I heard. Yeah.
And
Yep.
personally, I would want to see Anderson Silva fight for a title, regardless of who it is and how old he
Hmm.
is. He's still a fucking legend, and he deserves that in his own right.
Absolutely. I completely agree. I think a lot of viewers are nostalgic. All you casuals, you're nostalgic.
Tomato cans.
You're nostalgic, and you don't supposedly, quote unquote, do not want to watch Anderson Silva get seriously hurt. Okay, good point. But the man, I mean, you brought this up. The man fought Izzy.
Right,
It
he
was
just fought
it was
Israel Adesanya.
yeah. Wasn't it championship rounds?
No, that was before Israel Adesanya was champion, but
No, I mean, like, wasn't it like a 5 round fight though?
no, it was three.
Oh, it was three. Okay, okay. So it was a 3 round, normal 3 rounder.
But still, that
Uh,
was the passing of the torch, so quote
yeah,
unquote. Like,
absolutely. And I mean, that was a passing of the torch, essentially. I mean, they both have that very elusive kickboxer style. A lot of the times they don't even keep their hands up at times to lure their opponents in. But aside from that, for that Anderson Silva topic, so he hung in there with Izzy
yeah,
as Izzy was coming up, as Izzy was prime time. As good as he is, I mean, obviously he's probably better in some aspects of his game now than he was at the time. But dude, to go in there all 3 rounds with a world class striker like Adesanya at Silva's age and the damage he's taken, man, of course he can hang in there. Of course he can go in
exactly,
there with
bro.
a big dog. This is what I got to say. I'm not going to continue to spew on like this because I'm the pro boxer, and a lot of the times you don't want to hear a pro boxer talk about MMA. But to all those casuals, talking to my boy Robbie, saying he was ridiculous for suggesting what Costa and what two other top
Yeah.
ranked guys in
Yep.
that division.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's put that aside and discuss this. If he wasn't going to face any top ranked contender in that division, who is he going to fight? Name someone that you casuals would know right off the bat. Like, do you know any up and comers aside from the main events that you see on Fight Night?
Fucking Marvin Vettori, maybe.
Okay, well that
But he
Vittori came
wants
off of
his
that.
rematch with fucking Israel Adesanya.
Exactly. I mean the two young the younger top guys in that division are always want to cross paths, but does that mean that any other young guy wants to cross paths with Silva to get the name and the clout going? Of course, after they defeat him.
Yeah.
But does Silva want that? Does
Exactly.
Anderson Silva want that? Of course not. Of course
No,
he's
he
not
wants
going to
to go.
go in there with a younger, hungry. He doesn't even know who this guy really is because he's up and coming. I'm sure he's probably got a couple of fights in the UFC, so they're giving him that shot at Silva with the momentum he's bringing in supposedly. But hypothetically, does Silva want to go in there with a no name? Of course not.
Nope, fuck no.
Of
He
course
wants his
not.
fucking payday and
He
retire,
wants a
bro.
payday. He wants a payday,
So
and he
give the
wants.
man his fucking shit.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is to all the ones telling my boy he needs to stop because he's a casual fan. Name anyone else aside from Chael Sonnen.
Right.
Okay.
Chael fucking
Aside from
Sonnen.
Chael Sonnen, and does he even have fights left on his contract? Of course, I
No.
don't think. Of
Fuck
course not.
no.
Chael Sonnen's out of shape right now. No disrespect to Chael Sonnen, but he's not in training shape. And of course, Anderson Silva having 2 fights on a contract is still going to be training consistently and living in the gym like he's supposed to.
Right. Yeah, that
You know
dude
what I
doesn't
mean?
want Chael Sonnen don't want to fight anymore. He wants to commentate, bro.
Exactly. So aside from a name like Chael Sonnen, please tell my boy next time you try and comment him or go back on that little post and comment to my boy who is he gonna fight
Yeah,
specifics.
and that's what I tried to ask, bro. I tried to
Yeah.
ask who they would suggest and to help me change my mind or have a different opinion, but everybody just wants to talk shit. They don't want to be fucking smart. Or not smart, but
Well,
they don't want to have a healthy conversation about it. They just
no,
want to
no,
talk
no.
shit.
Those are the main eventers.
The main event, Buffalo Wild Wing fans.
My
Like
boy,
guys, the people
great
that
minds
won't
think
do a
alike.
fucking podcast, the people that don't have the balls to put their fucking face to their name to what they're fucking saying, bro. You guys are
Yeah.
hiding behind a fucking keyboard. Half you guys don't even have profile pictures on your shit.
Listen, have they even been to the gym once? Have you even tried an introduction class at any MMA gym or any boxing gym ever?
No,
No,
because they think they know everything. They don't
of
have
course,
to.
of course. So let's address that. And I hope the ones who will cross this video and see what we're saying. I hope if you feel some type of way about it, then it's definitely towards you.
People will definitely see it. The numbers are
uh,
going up daily.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Fuck, man. So let's go into my realm, man. Let's talk a little boxing.
Yes, sir. Hop in.
So I was training today, obviously, and uh, my idea about going live on some of my training sessions like this, definitely gonna do that. But I did some rounds with my coach out in Chico, Kurt Weinrich. Shout out to Kurt. Veteran MMA fighter, been fighting professional since 2013, repping Northern California. He's I believe he's a bantamweight. He's 135. Uh, he's a good size bantamweight, but he's definitely a veteran in the pro game. But I had a mid session with him, and I'll get to talking about him later too, man. We brought up some good shit. But also, you sent me some stuff on IG before I can even catch up on it about Golden Boy, man. Fucking, you're becoming a fan of Ryan Garcia.
Yeah, dude, that's my boy. He's got the fucking Urus. That man's punching fucking goddamn
Oh,
fucking who the fuck am I? Oh, Francis Ngannou is who I was thinking of.
yeah, they're
He's
homies. They
punching
hung
Francis
out.
Ngannou in the goddamn stomach, man. Like that dude has balls.
But Nagano fucking wasn't budging, man.
No,
Nagano,
Ngannou didn't
Nagano,
fucking move. Not at all.
Nagano, how much Nagano weigh? Like probably 240,
Oh yeah.
guaranteed.
He's over
240.
the fucking heavyweight limit's 260. So
Oh, he's over it?
yeah, he's probably over that shit.
Jesus. Yeah, that's a big man. And he's built like a fucking brick house. So I mean,
Hmm.
when you see it's different in the fight game, when you got guys in my weight class like middleweight, uh, obviously welterweight like Keith Thurman, Errol Spence, those guys. When you get to like the leaner, smaller weight classes, like yeah, some of us might be in the 6 foot mark, but we got to keep our shit depleted and low and as close to the fucking natural physiology your body is, right? Your genetics, all of it. Uh, man, my boy right there, bro.
Hell yeah, looking
No, you're
fucking.
getting
What's
big
up,
as hell.
buffness? What's
No,
up,
he's getting big as
buffness?
hell, dude. I see you, Dan. I see you,
Yeah.
D. You fucking lifting those weights and you haven't touched the fucking boxing gym, man. I need you to fucking step that shit up, dude. I thought you was gonna be in the lightweight division coming up. I still think that. Anyway, so fucking yeah. So you get down to the lightweights, and we all got to keep our weight down, man. We can hardly touch weights, depending on how good you're eating, all that shit. But in the heavyweights, whether it's MMA or boxing, guys can put on muscle. Guys can look like fucking bodybuilders, and obviously still fight at the highest level because you're not going against guys that it's all about speed. Like these days you're seeing faster heavyweights, but it's not like you're in the lightweight, welterweight, middleweight divisions where you know it's all about fucking speed and who can outland and who can counter. In the heavyweight division, even in MMA, man, they get into fucking brawls. They get into fucking exchanges.
No doubt, bro.
You know what I
So,
mean?
yeah, just sparring, dude. People get fucking heated.
Fuck yeah. Yes, they do, especially the heavyweights, man. But yeah, fucking so about Nagano and Ryan Garcia. So fucking Ryan Garcia, he is constantly getting into beefs with Oscar. But do you think it's
Yeah,
even real?
why?
I realistically, if anyone else wants to comment about it, let me say it right now. But I think they're doing this for show because this is like the third time Oscar and Ryan supposedly aren't getting along. Dude, first off, like um, for real, no, that's the thing, dude. Oscar and Ryan, they go at it to promote Ryan because Ryan's like the Instagram, social media, TikTok kind of kid that he's got millions of followers, and then of course anything he says or does that's involved with him is going to get 10 times the bigger reaction no matter what. So whatever Oscar's saying that he can't fight July 4th, and that was like Golden Boy's next first card coming up, and Ryan was the guy to do it, and he supposedly said he couldn't. I
Oh,
honestly think it's bullshit. So I think that
I agree.
Ryan probably wasn't ready or just didn't feel ready, depending on what his schedule was or how his training was. Because I know he trains over there in San Diego with Canelo's team and Canelo's coaches. So I mean, he lives there. It's not like training's an issue. He's been training since quarantine, bro. He's one of the few fighters that's been training since all this shit came down. And at the end of the day, who knows what's the situation with Ryan? But I guarantee you, Oscar was fine with it. I guarantee you, Oscar was fucking perfectly fine with it. And he was just like, "Oh fuck it, I got my boy Virgil Ortiz, which is another uh, quote unquote new face of boxing, and he's another undefeated knockout artist I believe in the one, yeah, he's a welterweight, 147 division. Um, I'm telling you, dude, fucking he didn't give a fuck, and he was just like, okay, fuck it. Well, let's make something out of this. Because the last time Ryan and Oscar got into it like that for another fight of his, where supposedly Ryan pulled out, that the time when they actually made the fight happen, it got way more viewers, way more clout, and then Ryan obviously finished with a fucking highlight reel knockout. So I mean, realistically, dude, they're doing this for promo. So this little back and forth that
But
there's no way Oscar is gonna fucking uh, throw shade on his second best moneymaker. Ryan Garcia is his almost probably not yet, but just social media and promotion and like advertisement alone. Um, Ryan Garcia is his biggest draw. Canelo obviously is the biggest draw when it comes to ticket sales, to pay-per-view sales, to viewers, of course. But when it comes to like social media and all that other shit, Ryan Garcia is the face of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. No
So
doubt about that, bro.
there's no
He's the
way.
face
There's
of
no way. I mean,
Instagram right now.
haven't we seen the same kind of bickering and supposed this and that and he said she said with Connor and Dana? Hasn't Dana done that with every fucking big star he has? And guess what's happened after every supposed like social media, Twitter beef, Instagram beef, whatever you want to call it? Uh, how many times has that shit worked in the UFC's favor and the fighters' favor? You know what I mean?
Hmm.
It's fucking it's a ploy, but who knows? That could be my fucking conspiracy theory. Who knows? They could really have a beef, but there's no way, dude. There's no way.
Yeah, I doubt it too, bro. But hey, I
There's
just
fucking
want
no
to
way.
I gotta add something real quick. I fucking butchered the chick's name. It's fucking Cynthia Cavillo, bro. And I said some shit
Cadillo.
like, yeah, some chick named Claudia Gadelia or some shit. She's a fighter too, but I fucking butchered that shit, so I needed to correct myself.
All right. Well, good job on that. If
Y-
this ever gets to her, just know my boy Robbie tried his hardest and he wasn't doing it on purpose.
Just know that women's
uh,
MMA, like that's not my strong point. I'm working on that shit.
it's all right, man.
Anyways, back to
I'm
boxing.
back to boxing. Shit, yeah. So that's a fun part. What else is going on right now? Tyson Fury, man. Tyson Fury's still trying to catch them social media headlines and fucking news headlines on his shit. I know he's been talking a lot of shit. Oh wait, him and Anthony Joshua, they fucking got that deal going. Supposedly a 2 fight deal.
2021, right?
2021. Yeah, it just depends on what the location is. Guaranteed they're gonna have it in at least one of those events in the UK. The UK is, dude, people don't realize, man. And I got a couple of boys out there, man, that are pro fighting out there, kickboxing. My boy Sam, uh, Sam Algier, fucking repping the Egyptian culture out there, man. And then I got another one of my friends. He boxes for MTK Global. And I tell you what, dude, it's because American media and culture were it's funny because we're almost isolated to just everything going on here, like events, current events. Before COVID, you don't really pay attention too much of what's going on like overseas. Like people don't realize, like you go to Australia, dude. They have their own fight leagues. Like there's hundreds of fighters. Top ranked fighters in my opinion. You go to any country that has a substantial population, and you're gonna see like it almost opens your eyes. And UK is one of them. If you haven't realized it, man, the fight leagues out there for boxing and even MMA, man, is intense. And you see some guys like you see guys that get into the fight game when they're like 8 years old. Like that's like a way of life for them out there, dude. And
Yeah, sure.
it's crazy. It's crazy. So if Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua have at least one event, they're gonna fill was it Wembley Stadium? They're gonna fill that, and that's like I believe that's over 88,000 seats in that stadium.
Oh, Wimbledon? Yeah, bro,
Yeah,
that's wild.
not Wimbledon.
No?
Wembley. No. Oh wait, the
Wembley?
O2 Arena. O2 Arena.
O2
I think
Arena? Oh,
I
never
think
mind. I
that's
was thinking fucking, what the fuck was I thinking?
you were thinking about tennis. You were thinking about Wimbledon, bro.
Way off.
Hey, dude, they could. Hey, listen, if I mean, obviously that goes against their tradition because they never put anything on Wembley's stadium, but you can totally put a kick-ass boxing match in there, bro. Come on.
Yeah, you could, but you probably fucking shouldn't.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, dude,
Shit.
if they do that, they're gonna fill up an 88,000 seat arena, and that's just the seats that are already there. Because technically, that's used as a usually they're used as a soccer field, a soccer stadium. So if you fill out the rest of the field up until the center where they're gonna have this ring set up, dude, that could be another few thousand seats. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they would try to hit 100,000 people to attend these fights, and it guaranteed they would sell out within the first 2 weeks of this tickets being on sale.
No
Both,
fucking doubt.
yeah, it's going to be nuts. It's going to be it's probably going to be one of the biggest uh, fight live fight gates in history. It probably will be. That's mark my words. It'll surpass anything Ali and Tyson have done. And
Damn.
people are gonna fucking uh, be pissed about me saying this, all that shit, but it will surpass uh, the heavyweights of the past, man. And because it would two British fighters, two world champions, two of the best in the world. Obviously, they're the two best heavyweights in the world to fight in their home countries, man. Are you kidding me? Dude,
Yeah.
you
That's a fucking
fuck.
honor, bro. That's cool as hell.
It would be the biggest live gate of any sporting event in the world, guaranteed. If I didn't do my research properly and there was any other sporting event outside of you know, soccer and combat sports that could surpass, you know, the numbers that we were just mentioning, then I'll stand corrected. But I
Drop that shit
guarantee
in the
you,
comments below.
yeah, I guarantee you it'll fucking surpass those numbers, man. It'll be fucking nuts. It'll be nuts. It'll be a part of history, man. And fuck, I mean, really gives a fuck? But at least you know, like we used to hear all them old timers talk about they were there, they were this, you know, they watched this fight live. It's like fuck, at least you get to say that you watched the biggest fucking live draw in sports history. It'll be
Yeah.
nuts.
That's like saying you're gonna go to fucking Stipe and DC3, which I'm trying to do, bro. Hopefully they do
Ooh,
live gate because it's 5 days before my birthday, so I would love to see that shit live.
what when are they trying to set that up?
August 15th at the Apex, so hopefully they allow guests.
Man, are you sure? Would they even do they even have any? Would they have a decent seating arrangement at the Apex?
Probably no, it's small, so they probably won't
Yeah,
have a gate, but if they do, that would be so sick.
dude, if they had a gate, they'd sell the tickets for like 500 a pop. You
Oh,
know they
easily.
would. You know they would because right now I'm trying to get into an event in August in Sacramento, a boxing event. Obviously, I'm trying to fight in this, and the guy who's promoting it, he does a lot of promoting out in Northern California, Sacramento areas. He's got decent pool, but he's trying to have this as a live gate event in August, mid-August, I believe. And he said max be it would be minimum of 200 people that he would try to have this live gate at, and max capacity would be at like 400.
Damn.
And he said tickets would be $150 minimum. And
Hey,
with
that's a good gate.
but the thing is though, it's it'd be guys like me where we're just coming up. We're just either you see debuters or guys with single digit records fighting. You know what I mean? You're not going to see like a big name like the equivalent of a DC name in boxing. There would be no way none of these guys, not that level. So I can only imagine if they even had like a small gate, how much they would charge you. They would charge an insane amount, guaranteed.
Oh, hell yeah.
An insane amount. It'd be five hundred
Retarded.
dollars minimum just to get into something like that. I don't see them having some kind of live gate realistically. Probably within 2021. I know it's been circulating all over news and rumored here and there, but it's just the way things are right now. I mean, we got half the year over with, so it's like how much more can be done within the next 3 to 4 months, until they can have a live gate, you know.
Yeah, that's true. True facts right there, bro. You never know when that shit can even come back because Sisolak fucking just had an announcement today saying we're not even close for fucking phase 3 yet. So
Oh
still no
yes,
gates, still
yeah,
no fucking clubs, still
yeah.
nothing.
But shit, at least they open up the casinos.
Yeah, they might end up closing those back down because people aren't wearing fucking masks, dude. And they're still spreading
Yeah,
that shit.
yeah, yeah. I've seen the numbers, man. I've seen the statistics, and they've climbed astronomically. Obviously, Florida was the big one.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jake in Florida.
Just shout out to Jake in Florida.
Oh shit. But yeah, dude, it'd be nuts if they could even think of something like that. If they do, it'll definitely be like small ballroom size venues that, and then at the same time, if they have venues of that size, who's really going to be willing to pay 2, 3, 4, even $500 for these live gates that, you know, in a small ballroom. Like in my opinion, from my experience since fighting in the amateur days and doing all that, those fights are better to watch because you're up close and personal. You hear everything. You're not in a giant stadium or arena where everything gets muffled. Like you really experience the combat. So that might be good.
Yeah,
That might be
that's
good.
true.
But
Yeah, small crowd. You
small
can hear
crowd,
way more. You can hear the
way
punches, the
more.
kicks, coaches, everything. It's actually a
It's
better
just
experience that way.
the vibes differ, man. You really feel it. Like you really feel you get that adrenaline when you're at a small live event. But I guarantee you this, uh, all these streaming services, all these corporations, all these fight leagues, UFC and Top Rank for now, if they're looking at their numbers, if their bookkeepers are looking at their numbers, they're smiling and they're going, well, shit, we're making fucking money from people just being at home watching this. Why are we gonna stop? You know what I mean?
Right.
Why are we gonna go to through the hassle of trying to do this and that? Why don't we just? It's like almost one of those things where I would think, uh, if it's broken, don't fix it. You know what I mean? They might just continue no live gates even through like certain phases, but then again, the temptation of money is always going to be there. So we'll just have to see. Guaranteed, we're not going to see a difference within the next 2 months. The next two
No,
months is going to be the same.
unfortunately, bro.
Yep.
I'm just trying to go to a fight. Hey, if you need me to come up to yours, I'm down.
Oh yeah, guaranteed. Guaranteed for sure. We'll definitely have my fights. You can do them live. I mean, depending on what promoter I'll be fighting in. Right now, I'm signed to a managing. I guess you can say a managing entity out in Vegas named Vegas Champ Boxing LLC, and they deal through Top Rank mostly. A lot of their back and forth is with Top Rank. So I mean, if I can snag a decent date and a decent opponent, yeah, I can hopefully fight some type of Top Rank situation. But either way, you can come out here, and I'll definitely post up as many videos on the YouTube for sure.
Yeah, we
YouTube,
got to
I'll
get the
definitely
YouTube
post it.
going. It's coming
Yeah,
real
so
fucking soon.
I'll post up some fights soon. My fight dates aren't really going to be established until July, late July, and then August. So we'll see. Right now, I'm still in training camp, and there's hundreds of fighters like myself, and at the higher level right now, my training partner Blake McKernan, he's a cruiserweight, which is a 200-pound weight class, the 200-pound limit for boxing. He's 13-0 with 6 knockouts, and he just obtained world status ranking. He's in the top 20 in the U.S. For his division, and that means he's going to start fighting for intercontinental titles, hopefully. And his situation stifled, man. I mean, he thought he was getting ready for a fight in April, I believe, and obviously that didn't happen because of this whole situation, man. So there's all the stuff you see on TV right now, whether it's boxing or MMA, dude. That's just a microscopic amount compared to the hundreds and thousands of fighters waiting to get on right now, man.
So yeah, everybody's trying to get out there right now. They're trying to get their fucking fights and get their money,
Yeah,
man.
of course. I mean, of course. I mean, a lot of the times, man. Speaking of money, what's the deal with UFC? So my boy Kurt, my
Fucking Masvidal, bro. He's just fucking asking for all the bags.
yeah, I
They can't
know.
come up on a price for him for whatever reason.
Yeah, I heard some things about that where Kurt was telling me about it. Obviously, Kurt's my most reliable source when it comes to MMA. Him being a pro MMA fighter,
Of course.
uh, he was saying something about that in regards to how like back then where with the Fertitas and Dana, how they handled contract negotiations, how they had so much pull in each contract to where they manipulated it to the point where it was like the fighter realistically has no say in anything. Like they have the right to cancel, but not the fighter. UFC does. Whoever they're dealing with, whether it was Frank Fertitta at the time, Lorenzo or Dana, before this the Chinese acquisition when the Chinese businessman bought out UFC for what, like 2 billion.
Hmm.
Before that whole situation, the way it was managed was still poor. I mean, you didn't have fighters speak out about it, but at the end of the day, this Kurt was saying that the UFC has the right to literally cancel or renegotiate any price uh, from their choosing. So they had this, and obviously, if anyone understands contracts, especially in the fight game, I mean, whoever your manager or promoter is, they usually try to work every contract to their specific liking. I mean, you rarely get, but the thing is too, man, you're fighting for a corporation. So as a fighter, it's interesting because look, for example, the fighters, they don't even get to wear their own sponsors. They
Yeah,
have to
that's
wear,
absolute bullshit.
yeah, they have to wear Reebok, they or Monster, like those are the only labels, and that's unfortunate. I was reading a little up on that when it happened, and I think that was when GSP booked it. He left UFC and didn't want to fuck with them, and that was around the time that whole like Reebok merger happened, and like no one could wear anything. And athletes, especially fighters, I mean, you go look on any list, you go look on anything on ESPN, and the majority of every athlete and fighters earnings are sponsorships, man. That's how they're able to buy their Ferraris and their big houses because the only guy who really did it solely off his hands was Floyd Mayweather. So Floyd
Right.
Mayweather had zero sponsors. So we were talking, me and Kurt were talking about this, and um, we were saying like, dude, first off, why do you think so many MMA fighters are wanting to speak out and go in the boxing ring? Because they can fucking literally make 10 times, they can make more in one fight in boxing, fighting a decent name guy or even a big name guy. They can make more in one of those bouts, take an easy L, because I mean an MMA fighter is a tough motherfucker. They have the conditioning and they have the obviously the strength in general, physically and mentally, to be in there with a professional boxer. I mean, a professional fighter, they all have, every type of professional fighter has the same mindset, whether you're a K1 fighter, a traditional Muay Thai fighter, an MMA fighter, or a boxer. But the thing is, they can make more money in one fight than a 10-fight UFC contract.
Right. Oh, just off sponsors alone before they even walk out to the fucking ring, dude.
Dude, and the thing is about boxing, which, I always do the comparison bullshit, but I mean, people have got to understand in a business sense. It's like UFC is able to have so much control because they're the corporation that's the organization. You're fighting on a UFC broadcast. You're fighting on a solely UFC branded thing. Everything that they choose to be in that ring, to be on your shorts, is UFC's choice. As a boxer, yeah, you might fight for Top Rank or Golden Boy, K2 promotions. It doesn't matter who you fight for. That's the promotion and your manager. They're not broadcasting. They're broadcasting in a sense where it's like, you know, it's a top rank bout, but both fighters aren't from top rank. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
So top
it's
rank's like,
inner. They're doing like inner. Fuck. What are they? Fuck. What do they call those fucking things?
oh, when you have two
Inter.
promotions,
Yeah, inner
yeah,
promotion. There you go.
it's a
Co-promotion
co-promotion,
bouts. Yeah.
yeah. Well, yeah, it's a co-promotion bout. Usually they, like back to what I was saying, man, with the tomato cans and the cherry pickers, fucking, a lot of these top rank or golden boy managers will be like, hey, my fight, or obviously I wouldn't say managers, but I'd say the ones front running these whole operations, like Bob Arum and Oscar De La Hoya, whoever they're building up, whoever their prospect is, they're gonna fucking say, well, I want to match him up with someone easy to build him up. I'm gonna match him with a tomato can. So
Right.
who are they gonna look for a tomato can? They're gonna look for a tomato can, and they're gonna cherry pick for a guy in a smaller, meager promotion, mostly just management, and they're going to bring him in there to fight on this top ranked card. In that regard, is that better than what UFC is doing by solely just having UFC managed fighters? No, because you're essentially bringing guys that are going to get slaughtered by by these prospects and these contenders that are obviously at a higher level than these tomato cans.
Right.
But at the same time, you're still able to do cross business. So in that sense, the promotion doesn't have a full 100% full say in what these fighters get to wear, get to use, get to say. They have a certain guideline and they stick to it. But boxers are allowed to wear anything on their trunk, whether they're getting paid for it or not. They have the choice of doing all that, and
Damn, that's
that's
nice.
but that's the thing that sucks about being a UFC fighter. Unless you're a big name and a big draw, yes, they'll start paying you the millions. But dude, a lot of these big bouts, these guys aren't even getting paid over half a mil. A lot of these
Right.
big names, like Masvidal, when he fought his last bout, I don't think he even cleared $500,000, dude.
I don't think so either, but I'm pretty sure I can look that up. Let me check.
Yeah, guaranteed you could. I guarantee you, I can guarantee this. He didn't clear half a mil after taxes. That's for sure.
Oh God, no. Versus Diaz payout. He made 520.
Okay, so he made 520. He made 520 from UFC.
Yes, sir.
Uh,
That's I don't know if that
Google.
includes pay-per-views or not.
All right,
That's probably
let's.
without pay-per-views.
All right, so let's find someone to the equivalency of Masvidal's clout, fame, and ranking in a boxing equivalent. It doesn't have to be the same weight class, but just someone with the same type of clout and uh, weight to his name and what his last bout was. So Masvidal's probably the equivalent of let's say Ryan Garcia, since we brought Ryan Garcia up last time. Let's see what Ryan Garcia made in
Right.
his last bout. Google that.
Ryan Garcia payout last bout. He made 250 grand.
250 grand. Okay, that's actually surprisingly low for Garcia. Damn, no wonder him and
That is
Oscar had a beef.
right.
Oh, you have you. Okay.
Wait, he got paid 50 G's for his main event against Jose Lopez,
Was this his
and then he
last bout?
made he earned a 250. Yeah, 250 grand. My bad.
Okay. Was the Masvidal the BMF fight, was that on pay-per-view?
Yeah, it was.
Okay, and Ryan didn't do pay-per-view.
Okay, so
That's probably why.
that's probably why.
If
Yeah.
you're doing a paper, okay, last pay-per-view bout for boxing was well, you can't bring up Canelo because Canelo is on a different level. But a last main eventer, try to Google this. A last main eventer in boxing that was on pay-per-view aside from Canelo. So no, let's just make that clear.
So last boxing main event.
Yeah, last boxing main event that wasn't Canelo that was on pay-per-view.
That was or wasn't?
That was.
Was on pay-per-view, all right. It was Wilder Fury, wasn't it?
I think
Was it?
so. Oh yeah, you're right. It was, yeah. Okay. Well, I guess you can bring that
So
up.
all right, how much did that sell?
I can't even begin to give you numbers. I know that the pay-per-view buys, well, I think we're at like the 800,000. I think.
Fury made 10 mil, Wilder made 14.
Okay. Now,
That's
mind,
fucking insane.
yeah,
UFC fighters don't even make a quarter of that, bro.
no, and the ones who have made that level were people like Ronda, Connor, obviously. Um, John Jones. John Jones has made. Has he made in the
John Jones.
decade millions? I'm
Oh
sure he
yeah,
has.
he's
Yeah.
making the millions, but he said he makes like 5 million per fight, but he's having issues too. He wants more to
Well,
go up to
yeah, and
heavyweight.
that's the main issue. So the numbers you just brought up, John Jones is a big, or he's a bigger draw than Deontay Wilder is, than Tyson Fury is, and he's getting paid $5 million. How many defenses has he had? More than I can even remember right now.
Bro, he's had at least 20, probably. I wouldn't say
Well,
20, probably
he's had
like
like 10 defenses.
over 10,
Yeah, over 10 defenses.
over 10.
He's been at the top of his game, and he's getting paid $5 million per fight on average, he claims. And I'm sure that those numbers are quite accurate because he's not going to spew out bullshit when everything he says is scrutinized. Now,
He has
Tyson
eight,
Fury,
so it's not
yeah,
even 10 yet. He is
eight
two away
defenses.
from 10. Yeah.
But eight defenses in the UFC of any title is you're in the record books. You're in history. You made the Hall of Fame.
No doubt.
Yeah, so he's at that level. And Tyson Fury and Deontay got paid over $10 million for their last bout. And John Jones brings in as much, if not more, of a draw live and pay-per-view than they do. So that's the reason why UFC fighters, UFC specifically, their fighters are complaining, because even if you're not at that scale, if you're not at that level, the discrepancies are still similar, if that makes sense. So you compare another guy to someone at his level in the other sport, whether you're comparing a boxer to a UFC fighter or a UFC fighter to the boxer, it's going to be a sad fact that UFC pays their fighters it'd be, in my opinion, it'd be below the standard that any fighter should be. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
they're only getting like 12% pay-per-view or some shit like that. They're trying to get it 15 to
Yeah.
18.
Well, it's easy when you got into the sport, okay, this is funny. I always say this with all my MMA training partners, all my MMA friends. I'm like, you ever just talk MMA when you go to these bars? Because a lot of them, they go to bars, and I'm like, how many people ask you if you're a UFC fighter and you fight UFC? Like, because UFC is the acronym for an MMA fighter in the casual fight fans fucking mind frame. It's like, do you
Right.
do UFC? It's like, what?
True that.
No. You know what I mean?
True that.
Where was I going with that? Fuck, man. I'm tired. I'm tired. The Skywalker OG is heavy.
Yeah, man, that fucking gelato was nice too. Made me
Dude,
fuck up that bitch's name.
dude, is that the Gelato 33?
Yes, there it is.
Oh my God. Uh, Fucking the weekend, I um I had an edible. My girl baked an edible. Remember I showed you those pumpkin tarts?
Yeah, you sent me the picture. They
So
look fucking fire.
so get this. I had a baker back in college. I had this older lady that used to bake all the time, and she knew how to bake the best edibles. They were like little tarts, little cupcakes, but she knew how to dose each one and grind the weed, and just the process, the baking, everything. And she never used like presses or extract. She would use solely flour, right? So anyway, fast forward, I figured, I used to see her bake. And I'm like, okay, I kind of know what the deal is. So I had a couple of pre-rolls of some weed that I didn't smoke for a while. Like I just didn't even touch it. It was Platinum Punch. It was like a heavy indica, and
Oh,
I just thought,
that's my style, bro.
you like the heavy indica.
I love that NV
I
indicas,
like the
man.
hybrid. I like a nice 40 60 indica hybrid. You feel me?
I feel it.
So anyway, this fucking thing, my girl's like, yeah, I want to try to do it. I'm like, okay. So these joint, I mean, they were king sized pre-rolls, so they at least had a gram, maybe 1.2 in them. And I said, well, let's divide these in half. Let's cut them in half and put a half in one tart. And one tart we used like one of those cupcake baking trays, right? And she made
Yeah.
like a little crust. So I was like, use half of each joint per edible and make four of them. So she did like this, it was like almost a pumpkin pie tart. It was a pumpkin pie tart. It had the same consistency as like a nice
Ooh.
soft pumpkin pie. It was bomb. She made
Sounds
some,
like it.
yeah, she made some obviously non-weed ones. She made four of them that were just the regular, I guess you can say pie filling, and those were so good. Oh my goodness, they were fucking amazing. So she did it pretty well with the edibles. She took it out of the joint. She like grinded it up a little extra. I mean, it was pretty fine as it is, and then she mixed it in each um, pie filling and was able to circulate it properly. And I think I sent you a picture of it. Well, anyway, I'm like, oh yeah, this is proper. Like this is exactly how my old baker used to do it. I'm like, perfect. I think we got the dosage right. So we waited a day. We let it chill in the fridge and cool off and do all that and let the oils obviously do their thing. And the next day, I didn't smoke. I didn't do anything. I was fresh. I told her I was like, I want to be fresh for this. She was okay. I took it around like 1 o'clock and 1 p.m. obviously, and obviously didn't feel it for 30 minutes, and it tasted strong as weed. I mean, it tasted similar to any edibles I've had, but it was definitely a heavy dose. Didn't feel anything for 30, 45 minutes. I started feeling that chillness, dude. It was right after we did our first podcast, and oh my God, dude, I tripped. I was tripping. It felt like a legit fucking trip, and it took me 24 hours just to get over that, like, this disgusting feeling of being like almost like a vegetable.
I
It was not the
haven't had
same
that
edible
feeling in a while,
experience,
man.
man. Yeah,
Hit
dude.
you
So
like a truck or what?
hit me like a fucking garbage truck, man. Hit me like a garbage truck. Came back, threw me in the garbage, and then grinded me up some more. That's what it felt like. Fuck. But
I
yeah,
can
man.
imagine.
Just
Shit.
sticking with the flower. That's it.
Yeah, I have to,
Sticking with the
man.
flower. Or sorry, sticking to smoking the flower.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Fuck, man. It's
I don't
crazy.
fuck with the edibles too often anymore either.
No, not anymore. Maybe, like I said, back in college when we were younger and more what's that called? More energetic. But fuck, man. Now, no.
No, fuck
Oh,
that.
fuck. Anyway,
So I guess I got some boxing matches this week too. You
top
know
rank.
anything about those?
Greer Jr. I think he's bantamweight, I believe. I got to do my research. Dude, there's so many names that circulate that anytime they bring up a new prospect, like you just gotta fucking Google him and you'll find his YouTube or his Instagram. But I believe he's a smaller weight class guy, so it should be fun, man. It's gonna be fun. Really watch these top rank events, whether you like MMA or just boxing, because like I said when I talked about Shakur Stevenson before, I said it first and foremost. I addressed it. I said he's a beast. He's one of the best in the world. He's amazing to watch, and he's a true superstar in the making. But do I agree with the type of opponents they try to match him with? You know, more than often. Supposedly his last opponent only had one defeat, and was another up and coming decent guy. But listen, there's there's called blown up records where some guys don't have fought nobodies. You know what I mean?
The
And
cab
that's
drivers and the
the
tomato
cab
cans.
drivers, and it ultimately makes them cab drivers and tomato cans themselves. So when Top Rank matches these guys with a guy like Shakur Stevenson, you know, it's entertaining for someone like you getting into watching boxing.
Yeah, that
Be
was
like,
a
oh
good fight,
shit,
man.
yeah, like he systematically broke that man's body apart and ultimately broke him down with two body shots in the end that
Yes,
uh,
sir.
the toughest of
Pull 'em
grown men
out.
will never come up from. But of course, I suggest still watching them because Top Rank, puts on these spectacles, puts on these shows. Do I believe that it's right? No, because you're putting a lot of these tomato cans and these cab drivers in danger. But if there was a fight coming up that you would definitely hear from me if there was a fight coming up and I knew that there were two prospects that were at equal level or two contenders that I knew that were fucking. It was going to be a good fight. It was either going to end in a brutal back and forth to a knockout, or it was going to last all rounds and you're going to see some action. But a systematic breakdown of a man from a guy who shouldn't be in the ring, like from a man who's 10 times his skill level alone, uh, I think it can get disturbing to watch. As a professional fighter myself, it gets disturbing to watch because you're just like, really? Like, really? You know what I mean? Like, is this necessary? Like, to watch it in the gym is one thing. Like, I've seen mismatched sparring countless times, more times than I can ever even try to remember. But that's in the gym. That's in the gym when you're working, and there's certain, you got the coaches that will make sure that you at least won't get knocked the fuck out, things
Right.
like that. But when you're in an event where you're on TV and it's spotlight, dude, the pressure's on, and then at the same time, like whoever this prospect or contender is that is 10 times better than this tomato can, he's salivating at the fucking thought of, dude, I'm about to knock this dude out and I'm about to look so good on TV right now. You're putting this fucking tomato can in danger. You know what I mean?
Risking the tomato cans' lives, guys. Fuck.
Fuck,
Come on,
man.
Top Rank. Get them out of there.
Get them out of there. Fuck, for real. Get them the fuck out of there. Like, don't put someone who's fucking 42 years old with a guy like Ryan Garcia who's like 21, 22.
That kind of fucks my Anderson Silva argument
No,
up,
no, no,
but
no, no,
not
no.
really.
That has nothing to do with Silva because another ageless wonder in boxing, Bernard Hopkins. Bernard Hopkins won a light heavyweight title when he was 48 years old, and he was
True,
fighting guys in their mid 20s.
Yep,
Same as
Randy
Randy
Couture
Couture.
too.
Same as Randy. And those are the differences. When you see guys like that, those aren't tomato cans. Those are seasoned war veterans, multiple time world champions, guys that not only have uh, fucking fame and their own gyms to work at and to train at, but they have endless amounts of money to sustain their health. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
when you're an elite fighter that was in his 30s and then now you approach your 40s and you're still fighting 20-year-old, 30-year-olds, you know that's a different class. You're an elite. But if you're a fucking journeyman or a tomato can that's approaching his late 30s and to his mid 40s, and this is for, like you said, like to Top Rank and those other people, it's like, dude, you're putting these guys with your fucking 22, 23-year-old young hungry lions
Right.
that are not only active but they're young. When you were 23, 24, just alone on when you were exercising or fucking around with your boys and horse playing, dude, you can fucking take hits and fucking you guys can slam each other on the fucking asphalt and you guys pick each other back up and fucking go have Taco Bell right after. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Can't do that anymore.
Can't do that anymore. Fuck, even in your late 20s, you start to feel it. You know
Oh
what I'm
yeah.
saying? So can you imagine a guy that's 22, 23 years old coming into to his peak of his physical body, still growing into his body, mind you, but can literally recover from getting hit by a fucking truck, and you put him in there with a guy who's in his late 30s, early 40s? That's disgusting. That's fucking, to me, that's like, dude, can these promoters get any more desperate to fucking try and ram these fucking prospects down your throat, man? Try to force feed you these stars. You
Right.
know, it's crazy.
It is.
It's fucking
But at the
nuts.
same time, hey, easy ride at the top, and then they get the shit kicked out of them when they get
Easy,
there.
yeah, easy right at the top. Yeah, that's what
It don't
everyone
last
wants.
long though.
Yeah, that's what everyone wants, man. Everyone wants an easy ride, but the fight game's gonna evolve. UFC's evolving,
It'll be
and
back.
MMA's evolving as a whole. Because look, dude, I've watched Bellator and these other fight leagues, and the talent that these fucking they're champions, their own world champions, man. It's amazing to watch. So people need to really pay attention and see, MMA fans need to watch more MMA. They need to watch more MMA and less UFC. That's what they
Yeah,
need to
that's what
do.
I'm trying to do. I'm trying to
That's
get
what
into
they need to do.
Bellator, ONE
Yes.
FC, and all
One
that shit.
FC, oh
PFL.
my man, One FC been doing. People don't realize One FC's been doing it for a while, man. They've been scouting, Dutch kickboxers and fucking Muay Thai fighters from all ends of the world, man, and putting them in the ring. And dude, the level of talent and athleticism you see puts UFC to shame. I can confidently say that. And no, disrespect to UFC, but look what UFC is going through right now. They're going through these fighters complaining about pay, but Bellator is another one. Bellator's got amazing stars, man,
They
big
do.
timers, fucking insane.
Yeah, they have great stars. Fucking, who is there? Austin Vanderford's there. That's pretty
Mm-hmm.
much, that might be the only dude I know. Oh no, Ryan Bader's there.
Ryan Bader. Yeah, Ryan Bader's old though. He's getting
He
old.
is.
No disrespect to Ryan, but he's a veteran in the U. I mean, fuck, what season of the fucking Ultimate Fighter was he from? I forget. That's how far
Prob
back it was.
shit. It was the first couple. I know that for
Had
sure.
to be. Had to be like the first five, within the first five.
Yep.
But you got guys like Dylan Dennis, man. I mean, you got a lot of real combat artistes.
Oh shit, Dylan Dennis, yeah.
Yeah,
I forgot
Dylan
about
Dennis,
Dylan
man.
Dennis.
Yeah, Dylan Dennis, man. He's a all respect to Dylan, man. He's a real one. He fucking came up in the game and he's doing his thing out there in Bellator, man. And He talks a lot of shit, man, but he can back it up. So,
Oh, hey, bro, we got fucking 15 seconds, so.
okay, well, fuck. We'll have to do another one
Yes,
after
sir.
top rank. So if you guys see this clip, wait till after the top rank bouts, and we'll be back at you.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in.
Thank
We're
you.
out. Peace.